The magic of the Gulf Coast, Mardi Gras, and more comes in the form of children's books with poetry and artwork by Perry Guy and Tami Curtis. And joining me now to tell us more about it is the artist and the author themselves. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you. Yeah, we're new to the community. We moved to Bay St. Louis just recently, and we moved Tami's gallery from Magazine Street to Century Hall in Bay St. Louis. And along with that, we bring our books. My first book is Treasures in the Sand. It's 10 short story beach poems, and it's all about the Gulf Coast. And it came out a couple of years ago, and then last year came out with a Gulf Coast Christmas, and then we entered the retail market. We were just online selling, but we're in about 100 different locations up and down the Gulf Coast now. And then but the Gulf Coast Christmas is a wonderful Christmas present. You guys, you would just absolutely love it, I promise you. And then the Mardi Gras Boat Parade is what we paired up with and came out with about 3 weeks ago. It was just released, and we're doing fantastic with it right now. Tami did the illustrations in the Mardi Gras Boat Parade.
Yep, this is one of them. And like Perry said, we're up and down the Gulf Coast, but you can also order online all 3 books through thepainterandpoet.com, but also, like you said, our galleries in Century Hall, and folks can also come and see the original illustrations there. So sometimes that's fun, especially for children. They flip through a book and they're excited about it. They get to see the artwork up close, and you've actually talked to the artist and the author about it. That's something personal.
Yeah, absolutely, and the artwork is absolutely beautiful. And I love children's books that are personal to the area that you come from, because the kids can kind of look at it and say, I know where that is.
Yeah, they relate to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you guys have plans for more books in the future?
Absolutely, yeah. I've got a great plan for the next book, but we'll get into that on our next visit.
All right, sounds good. And your newest one, you said, was the Mardi Gras Boat Parade.
Yeah, the Mardi
Gras. Touch on that just a little bit about what it's kind of about.
Well, the book seemed to be the perfect follow-up. I had the idea of a Mardi Gras book, but how do you have these animal creatures have a Mardi Gras parade? Well, the only way to do that is to have a boat parade. Yeah. So they design their boats, and they have just a little beautiful fun. And if you've lived along the Gulf Coast, as I have all my life, then you're familiar with boat parades, and they're so much fun. So that's where we wound up with the Mardi Gras Boat Parade.
Yeah, and they're all the way from elaborate to, as you can see here, they used a big clamshell to make it so it's all the way across the board.
I'm also a singer-songwriter, and I have a song called The Gulf Coast Christmas to go along with my second book, A Gulf Coast Christmas. And the new song is, of course, the Mardi Gras Boat Parade, which is only acoustic on YouTube right now, but if you go to our website, you can find it there, and we'll soon have a new copy with
a mastered copy.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today and telling us all about it. www.thepainterandthepoet.com.